Hi, do you long to be a wife who really connects with her husband? Do you long to be a wife who has a rock solid marriage where your relationship is a two-way street and you are both equally loving and serving each other? I know what you're thinking. That sometimes between doing the laundry, bathing the kids, getting dinner on the table, that really investing in your marriage is kind of the last thing on your mind at the end of the long day. And you know what? I completely understand. I'm Sarah Ann Good, and I am a perfectly imperfect wife. While it is my passion to equip women to be able to honor God in their everyday life, including marriage, I also know what it's like to long for a pair of comfortable sweatpants at the end of the long day. But friends, I have to tell you that if we're not careful, there is a danger of being a complacent or even a selfish spouse. So today we're going to unpack what it looks like to be a complacent spouse, the dangers of it, and how to do better. How do we love our husbands to the best of our abilities and show him he matters after we've been up to our neck in chores and responsibilities all day? So first things first, let's start with what does it mean to be a complacent spouse and what are the dangers of it? First of all, being a complacent spouse does not mean just settling for a comfortable relationship. Being a complacent spouse is someone who really and truly is very happy the way things are and never really strives to grow in her marriage. And that's dangerous, friend, for so many reasons. First of all, it gets us into a habit of being selfish, where we're really focused on our needs, or more importantly, just not focused on our husband's needs. And there is a danger in that. The danger of being a complacent and a selfish spouse is the fact that it puts a distance between you. When you are settling for status quo, not seeking to keep up with your husband and how life has changed him and his dreams and his passions, you will grow apart. And that is dangerous for so many reasons. When you do that, you lose your spouse's heart. And the danger in that is the fact that our husbands may seek solace, comfort, someone to be able to understand his needs a little bit better. And as we all know, that is so super dangerous for marriage. So how do we keep from becoming a dangerous and a selfish spouse? Well, here are the top 3 ways to make sure we love our husbands better, and in turn, how that actually benefits us as a wife. So the first one is actually a super unpopular theory and concept right now, and that is serving our husbands. Now, it doesn't mean that you're in the kitchen busy and baking up food for him all the time. That is not what this means. But it means that you're looking for small, tangible ways throughout the day, throughout the week, to let him know that you care, to let him know that you're thinking of him, and to see if there's any way that you can make his life a little bit better. Because the secret is, when you serve your spouse, a lot of times spouse really starts warming up to you, and in turn your marriage becomes a two-way street where you're giving and taking at an equal amount, and you're finding that your marriage is so much better because of it. And isn't that what we all want? A healthy marriage where we're loving our spouse and he's loving us in return. All right, so number 2, another way to love your spouse is to protect his free time. Now I know what you're thinking, that you love a good girls' night and that you need a break too. Girl, I hear you. No one needs a break more than this special needs mom. But I find that when I protect my husband's time, when I take an interest in making sure he gets a break, he's going to in turn do it to me too. So when I say, sure, you go ahead, stop off at the gym after work. You go right ahead. You take an hour and a half each day to do something you love. he's going to in turn may have no problems watching the kids, making sure that on my next girls' night, he does so with a much more willing spirit. Now, this doesn't mean that he's not going to groan at the fact that he has to put the kids to bed one night when it's your girl time, but he's going to be so much more healthier and happier because his needs are met. He's had a chance to unwind. He's had a chance to relax. And as a result, he is going to pass that on to you in a perfect world. Ladies, if he doesn't, don't blame me for that. All right. And the final thing to do is just simply let your husband know throughout the day that you're thinking of him. My husband and I have gotten into a really simple habit of sending each other a text throughout the day. And it's not every day, but it's at least a couple of times a week that we're sending a text back and forth, whether it be a little heart emoji, little kiss emoji, or a little something. I love you. How was your day? How was your meeting? Just to let him know that he matters. So while we may not be able to have a marriage completely figured out, and while these little simple tricks may not guarantee that your marriage is a walk in the park, it will let your husband know that you care, and that it will let him know that he matters and that you are interested in a strong, healthy relationship with him. But guess what? I have 50 more tips, 50 ways to love your spouse better and why it matters right below on the blog. So I would love for you to check out our post, 50 ways to love your spouse better, and I challenge you to implement one of these simple and practical ways into your relationship this week. Have a fabulous day and a strong marriage.